All right, Elton John from what would that have been? 72 from Honky Chateau. It is 14 minutes after 7. And now a guest announcer to introduce our next caller.
And now Sonoma's worst Mexican. Here's Dan.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. Dan?
Are these contestants getting better and better? And are you taking more requests for this sort of pre-announcement for the show?
We're having guest announcers to introduce calls now. We're moving up in the world, Dan, so I hope you're prepared.
There may be hope for this show after all.
No,
so.
Let's not get carried away.
But speaking of hope or no hope, let's talk about this Supreme Court decision yesterday. And apparently it was led by Amy Coney Barrett, a Trump nominee, a Trump-appointed Supreme Court justice. She had the lead opinion on the whole thing. To refresh everyone's memory, what this was people had complained and filed suit in a number of states that social media platforms were censoring them whenever they talked about things like the pandemic or a few other things, and the platform removed their post or censored them completely or whatever. And Barrett's rationale was this. I'm trying to interpret the whole thing. She said, unless you can prove who the individuals were who actually made the decision to censor you or censor your group online through Facebook, YouTube, whatever, then you don't have legal standing to make this claim. Now, that's unbelievably stupid on the surface of it, because I was censored. I was invited to a YouTube show, this a couple of years ago. And we talked about the pandemic. We talked about the mask mandates and the vaccines and all the ins and outs of it and the origins of COVID, which is what many other people did on platforms like Facebook. That show that we made was removed within a day. And we were very careful not to step on any toes or say anything that was inappropriate or speculate. And if we did, we would say, hey, this is speculative commentary here. That way we can't be censored. They didn't care. We were too close to the truth. We were way too close to the truth. And this is a YouTube platform. Sorry as I take a sip of coffee here. And again, that was an outrage to have our video taken down. And millions of people across the country were censored. And again, that is your First Amendment right to speak out and speak out freely. Coney Barrett, who based on just this one judgment alone, should be removed from the court. I don't understand the reasoning here. But the problem is, this is a huge win for the Biden administration because, it's the Biden people that are censoring. It was the Barack Obama people that was censoring. And so there's also a connection that former members of the FBI are now working for some of these social platforms. We found that Twitter, thanks to Elon Musk, when he revealed that by buying Twitter and he started uncorking all the emails and so forth, the level of outrage is there's no words for it. Now we can't. I was hoping by this case this would sort of unlock free speech again. We could say what we wanted to say and say it willingly. Now censorship, thanks to this idiot woman, and she is unbelievably stupid for making this decision, this type of decision, we now continue our censorship country.
Oh, I hit the wrong button, Dan.
That's okay.
The Supreme Court continues to be I don't know. The Supreme Court all throughout history has made stupid decisions, going all the way back to almost the beginning of the country. Roe v. Wade was stupid. Dred Scott was stupid. And there are many others. And now this. I don't know. The Constitution says we're supposed to have a Supreme Court. Otherwise, I'd say just get rid of it.
Remember what we had to go through during the pandemic. First, it was the origins of the virus. They said it was from a wet lab, wet market or something, or a bat cave or something. No, none of that made any sense. And then came the mandates. Here comes this vaccine. Everyone has to take it. And people said, like me, I don't want to take this. And by the way, I had the right not to take it. You have the right to refuse treatment. That is a law. And also, what about, demanding, did you get the shot or did you not get the shot? That's nobody's business. again, that is what is it? When you do something medically, you don't have to reveal it. But all these things we had to go through, and our expression in opposition against it was just silenced by the Supreme Court. And again, Amy Coney Barrett, Donald Trump, what were you thinking putting? That was a Trump-appointed judge. What were you thinking putting this woman in? And Kavanaugh's the same way. He had a similar opinion, but Barrett was the one who made the lead. What do you call that? When you make a decision, you have the lead write-in for it, whatever it's called. But anyway, again, I'm not often am I this outraged that I can't come up with words or can't express myself. This is an unbelievable outrage. Now, what do we do moving forward? I don't know. I think this decision is final. I don't see this being overturned. So, again, this is our best chance to start, taking steps backward. And I don't know how badly this affects the Kansas case, because the state of Kansas is suing the federal government. And so they're probably going to fall back to this latest Supreme Court decision to say, well, Kansas and everyone who was censored, you have no standing. We're dismissing the case.
Dan, I hope you feel better.
I probably won't.
You're probably right. But I am out of time, sadly.
And I'm out of words, sadly.
And now that is unusual.
I need to go refresh and get myself some new words and present them tomorrow.
I need to get some breakfast.
You do that. Have your secretary bring you something.
I will do so. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, bud.
721.